This video is going to cover Chrome on the iPad and take a look at some of its features, give you some tips and tricks. So open up Chrome, and what you really need to do is sign into Chrome. Sign in using a Google account. The advantage of this is that whatever device you're using Chrome on, your tabs, your bookmarks, your passwords, your history are all synchronized across all the devices that you use. So you can never lose any of your data. Your iPad, if you want to review a page that you had open on your computer, the synchronization will allow you to do that. So you need a Google account, and to sign in, either sign in on the new tab page here or else going to the menu into settings and sign into Chrome. So let's pause while I do that. Once you've signed in, set some settings, so synchronize. So I would like everything to be synced. So everything I do, bookmarks, pages, links, everything to be synced to my Google account so that it's accessible in my other devices. And I want to sync everything. Anything else in settings? While we're here. Your search engine, you've got a choice of deciding what search engine you're going to use in Chrome as your default. Saving passwords, I choose to turn that off because I don't want passwords to be saved by a browser. I'd rather use something like 1Password or LastPass. But you can turn that on if you want the browser to save the passwords for you. Google Apps. So how this works is if you are browsing and you come across a link and it's a YouTube link, if you turn this on, then the link will be opened in the YouTube app, not in Chrome. So let's look at the tabs. When you open a new tab, so let's just open a new one here, and you've got some options across the bottom. You can go to the pages that you've visited the most. So this is my website, so I can tap there more quickly and load that page. I've got recently closed tabs down the bottom here. So if I was looking at this one, I can go back and quickly open that one again. These are the pages that are open on other devices. So this is one of my computers and it's last synced 5 minutes ago. So you can see as you make a change, that history is updated quite quickly. So that's the iMac pages. Now I have a tablet, 2 tablets last synced, another tablet, the GTN8, it's another tablet, it's a different computer, a phone. So every one of these uses Chrome, and these are all the tabs that are open on those devices. So if I wanted to open something on the Nexus 7, the cult of Android, I can just open that tab from looking at my history. I mean, that's one of the advantages of signing in. So how do you add a bookmark? Go back into Chrome. If I wanted to access a bookmark from the mobile device, I'm going to the menu and select bookmarks. And then I have some options. At the moment, the bookmarks is pointing to the mobile bookmarks here. And so anything that I've saved on the iPad, I can access again. So perhaps open this page. Now if I want to save a new bookmark, open another page. And if I wanted to save that page, tap the star. And then I have to indicate where do I want this bookmark to be saved. I can save it on the iPad in the mobile bookmarks folder, but I can also save it on any other device into the bookmarks on another computer, for example. So at the moment, the page will be saved in the mobile bookmarks folder, so it will be accessible from the iPad. If I wanted to save it into somewhere else, I could select other devices. So I go into mobile bookmarks. I don't want to save it in mobile bookmarks. I'd rather save it onto another computer. And these are all folders on my iMac computer. So if I went down to desktop bookmarks and put it into the test folder there. So select the folder and go back and notice that the folder's changed, and then save that bookmark. Now if I want to use a bookmark from another device, pick a new tab, and as soon as you do that, you've got access to the bookmark. Instead of going to here, to the menu, you can get it right from the new tab page. So you've got recently closed tabs, recent pages that you visited, most visited pages. These are the pages that are open on other devices, and then bookmarks. So I'd like to go into my desktop bookmarks, and inside the desktop bookmarks at the bottom there is a test folder, which is where I just saved this page, the Nexus 5 page. To move tabs around, you can with your finger just drag them to a different position, or swipe from the left hand side of the page, and that will change them as well. To close a tab, simply press the cross, and that closes the tabs down. You have unlimited tabs, but it comes to a point where you need to close them down. You cannot group them like you can if you're using Chrome on a desktop computer or a laptop, where you can use an extension called OneTab. If you want your browsing to be private, you can open a new incognito tab. So from the menu, a new incognito tab. Then anything you're searching for will not be saved in your history. You know you're in an incognito tab because you have a little super sleuth sitting there, and the tab bar is a blue-purple colour. And you can also see up here it's a little different. So anything I search for in incognito mode will not appear. So if I look for something like buying a cat, and you can just do your normal searching, but knowing that it's completely private. So this site, things to consider before buying a cat. Open that site, and that won't be in the history. So if I actually close this and then go to the history, this is the current history. The time at the moment is 11:23. And 11:21 was the last thing I was looking for, training a puppy. There's no mention of anything about buying a cat. No pages will be stored in your history. It's totally private. Searching for information. Chrome now has what is called an Omnibox in the search box. So you can search or type a URL. So if I knew the name of a website, so I can tap in the website and actually put in a website that I know the name of, this one, and I can use the search bar for adding a URL directly into it. If I didn't know what I was looking for, I can just enter general search query, and as I'm typing in my search query, it's offering me some other search results. So I've typed training a puppy, but there's more specific things. Training a puppy not to bite. So it's going to open up the search results of that, which I can then search through and select by just opening any of those to open the page. So it's a combined URL and search bar. You can also do voice search. There's a microphone. So if I tap the microphone, chocolate cake recipes. So it gives me a bit of a voice definition of what chocolate is, and then it also gives all the recipes. Once you've searched for a site and you've opened that precise site, when you search for it again, so if I go back to the site that I always go to, it's actually offering to search the site. So this link will open that website. This one will open the search page on that website. So if I tap that one, it actually goes to the search page. So where there is a search page on a website, you can go straight to it rather than trying to navigate your way around. So I look for any other ones that I've been to, This is a news site, 9MSN, and again, there's the search page. I go to this site frequently, so I can tap that one and it'll search the site rather than go to the main home page. It goes to the searching page for that website. So some other things that Chrome can do on your iPad. If you tap the menu, you're given a series of options here. Now, we've covered New tab, an Incognito tab, and Bookmarks and other devices, history. Share. If you wanted to share a page, so if you're into the social networking, you can share this page that's currently there with your Google Plus or Facebook or Twitter accounts, or you could send it as a text message, or you could mail it. So if I wanted to mail this page to someone, it's going to open up the mail, put in the actual URL of that page, and then I could send my message. If I wanted to share it to my Google Plus account, then it's going to open up the new post, and I might have to sign into Google Plus if I wasn't signed in. Then I can actually talk about this page and post it on my Google Plus page. So if I'm trying to find some information on a web page and I'm trying to find several instances of it, I can search within a page. So I'm looking for the information on the sleep wake button, which appears multiple times on this page. So there's the one I'm looking for. So tapping the menu and find in page, I'm looking for anything on sleep. And as I type it, it starts to find all of the instances of that word. If I want to be more specific, sleep wake, and close the keyboard, and everywhere that's mentioned I can see where it is because it's highlighted, and that's pretty useful. So that's finding in the page. You can just find a new search. So once I found that one, I can delete that search. So just tap in there to put in a new search, and as you delete your search, the highlighting disappears. Put in a new search, and everywhere that word occurs you can see it. Close the keyboard so you can scroll up and down. So that's search, finding in page, and tap across to turn that off. Now you can request a desktop site. Many of the websites give you mobile versions which don't look the same and often hard to navigate. So Gmail is an example of that. YouTube. You can also always request a desktop site. I'm searching for YouTube, and there's the main link. And when you load that page, it's giving me the mobile version. You can see there's the M. It's the mobile version of YouTube. And I don't want the mobile version of YouTube. I prefer the desktop version. So I can go into the menu and request the desktop site. Now, other things that you can do. If you want to print, so tapping the menu, there is a print button. If you have a printer that's already connected to your iPad that's AirPrint enabled, you can print directly to that printer. So I have a Epson printer. So selecting that printer and going back, I could print directly to that printer. Now if you don't do that, you can also print using Google CloudPrint. So printing and selecting Google CloudPrint. If you have set up Google CloudPrint on your computer, so you need to do that once from the computer that has the printer connected to it, then all the printers that you have set up through Google CloudPrint will be available to you on your iPad. So I could print to any of these Epsons, which are the wireless printers that I have in the office. I can print to my iPad, I can print to the Galaxy phone, to the Galaxy tablet, to the fax. If you don't have a printer, but you'd still like to print some pages, you can use Google CloudPrint and save websites as PDFs to your Google Drive account. So to do that, you need a Google Drive account. So if you've already got a Google account, if you're using Chrome, sign up for Google Drive, download and install the software to your computer, and download the Google Drive app. And once you've done that, you can make some use of it. So from the menu, Prints and Google CloudPrints, and the current page on my iPad, I'd like to save that as a PDF. So it's on navigation. So save to Google Drive and tap Save. And the save's complete. So if I go out of Chrome and into Google Drive, this page should be there. There's 2 copies of it because I think I did one before. So there it is, iPad navigation. So I can tap it there and it'll open as a PDF. Now that has some advantages because you can then annotate and mark that up using other apps like Adobe Reader. It's now a PDF and it's just one big page, and it takes the entire web page no matter how long it is. And it does take some extraneous stuff, so you have got things like the sidebars, but you could always edit those out in another application. And if we look on the computer where I have Google Drive software, it's also available from my hard drive. So anything you save up to Google Drive is synchronized on every device that has Google Drive installed. So whilst I save this web page on an iPad as a PDF, I can access it on my iPad through the Google Drive app. I can also open it on my computer. So this is the second one, the latest one there. So I can open it on the computer. You can see the green ticks means that it's synchronized, and I can open it on my computer, and then I can print it onto a printer on my computer, or I could edit it or annotate it using other software. If you want to clear your browsing data, go into the menu and into History. And we're looking here at the history of the iPad. So this is all the browsing that I've done today. And as you go down the list, you can see previous days. Now the history, if you clear the history, you're going to clear the history from all your devices. So you need to be fairly sure that that's what you want to do. If I was to tap that button, Clear Browsing Data, then all of the history from all of my devices, phones, tablets, other computers, would be deleted. If you just want to delete some elements of history, there is some cross signs there, so I could just delete this one. So I only want to delete these things on online backup. I don't want to delete everything, because some of that history is valuable. It keeps your history for some number of weeks. So if I tap that, then I've got some options as to what I actually want to clear. So I don't want to clear the whole history or just the cache. And perhaps the cache is the most obvious one, because there's pages in there that are corrupted, need removing. So I might clear the cache. But I don't want to clear the actual browsing history. You can clear your cookies, you can clear everything, clear the saved passwords, the bookmarks. So there's quite a lot of things that you can remove. But remember that clearing everything out of it will disappear out of the history of all your other devices. So if I went back to my desktop computer and looked at the history, and everything I've done today is still sitting there, but everything on Crash Plan, what I just deleted, is not on my desktop computer either. So whatever I clear off one device will be also cleared from the other device. As you're signed in, everything is synchronized together. That's the good benefit of it, but that could also be a problem if you don't realize that. Right, that's all for now.